All right, guys. Once again, it's Kennard Vernon Stewart here for the podcast talking Auburn football. We're here for the live stream post Auburn versus LSU. Another game. Auburn runs out of timeouts and doesn't have the opportunity to get the ball back as Auburn surrenders this game 23-20. Man, it's been kind of like this for the last few years where the game has come down to the last measure of devotion. Really proud of the Auburn Tigers today. 23-20, the offense just could not get it done when the defense gave the opportunity, but very casually encouraged by some of the things that I saw today from the Auburn Tigers today, especially from the defensive side of the football field. Auburn did what they needed to do. I've talked about this thing all week. Auburn did what they needed to do to put themselves in a position to win this football game, especially on the defensive side of the football field. One of those things is they pretty much cut, LSU's production points-wise in half, and I think that was Kevin Steele's goal, and they did a great job of doing this. You talk about a 23-20 game, and once again, the Auburn fan base, for example, none of you guys, just be honest, none of you guys thought this game would be this close, but then you get in the game and then you see the opportunities, and then it's to the point where now that we're here, now the post facto we're here, now get it done. Come on, guys. The defense set their goals. They made the things happen. Offense just could not get it done. You're talking about Bo Nix, 15 for 35 for 157 yards. We said earlier this week, if Bo Nix had to throw the ball over 25 times in this game, then Auburn just wasn't going to win. And that was actually the case. You look at another thing. I think in certain situations, Gus Malzahn's play calling was very questionable. I don't think he put I just don't think he put his team in a position to be successful. And also the defense, whether you guys care to realize this or not, the defense actually created a kind of a two-headed monster here in the second half. You get the stop on the goal line, but you just don't have the offensive production or the offensive capability to give you a shot. And guess what happens? Auburn stops LSU. Auburn gets the ball within, inside of the 5-yard line. And you can't move the ball. And now you kick the ball back to LSU, give them plenty of opportunities, one of the best offense in the country, give them plenty of opportunities. And of course they're going to score at a certain point. Of course they're going to score. So here we are. Auburn loses this game. Most of the people in the country predicted, nope, do not hire Kevin Steele as a head coach. He is a defensive coordinator. That's it. He's a defensive coordinator. He doesn't want to coach. He doesn't want to be a head coach. Nope. That's not the answer. Come on, we got it. We can't be mindless with this thing. I've been a Gus supporter for where is Joey's bro? Where was Joey? That's lame. Maybe not. Who knows? I don't know if Joey Gatewood could have done any better. Auburn definitely, like I said, Auburn definitely had opportunities. It goes to show how talented this, defense. This offense. The defense actually is. This team actually is to still stay within range against I'm talking about a very good LSU team. We need a new coach. I'm sorry, but that's the truth about it. Hey, Slim. Silky Slim 706. I'm assuming you are from a portion of Georgia. Tell me, Silky Slim, while we are here, who is your new coach? I'm going to tell you don't need a new coach. I don't think. I think going back to David Porter, he's talked about this a lot. See, here's the thing. I don't think Ed Orgeron is a good coach, to be fair with you. But I think Ed Orgeron has sense enough to place the right people around him to help him become successful. That's why he went out and got Joseph Brady, because he knows he doesn't know a god doggone thing about offense. especially you want to enhance your passing game. So why not go get somebody that knows what the hell they're talking about? It's not Gus. I think Gus is, okay, we're not going to do a rant here. I'm not going to do this tonight. We're going to make this a reasonable live stream because, first of all, we're going to put this out here. Auburn 20, LSU 23. By show of hands, by show of reasonable, educated hands, how many of you all thought this game would be this close? Just like somebody on Facebook, I can't think of the guy's name right there with this whole I'll wait type stuff. I don't do the whole I'll wait stuff. I don't argue online. I don't do that. Of course, we're out of the SEC championship. Nick Collins, did you think at the beginning of the season we were going to be in the SEC championship? No, you didn't. This is an Auburn team that, giving the total age, I feel you. Yeah, they had opportunities. But when you look at the totality of circumstance, you look at the schedule, you look at everything ahead, you talk about an Auburn team that, maybe 9 wins, maybe 10 wins at the most, going to a New Year's Six Bowl. That's kind of what I looked at. A true freshman quarterback, which, okay, let's get in the whole true freshman quarterback thing. Number one, the fact that Auburn even had to depend on a true freshman quarterback is a reflection of recruiting to begin with. You know what I'm saying? Like, this shouldn't be a situation where you have a 2-year starter in Jarrett Stidham and you don't have anybody that's capable of stepping up. That's a problem right there. I don't think there's too much of a talent differential between Bo Nix and Joey Gatewood. I think at a certain point, though, you have to maybe give Gatewood a shot in certain situations, especially when you start to see the Bo Nix shakiness, because he does start to get shaky and he does start to get a little errant especially in scrambling. But at the same time, the fact that Auburn is in this position to begin with is the fact that recruiting at the quarterback position has been absolutely lackluster, to say the least. We should go after Bob Stoops. Do you think Bob Stoops want to go after Auburn? No. Do you think anybody wanting to coach and be successful wants to come to Auburn? First of all, it's hard to recruit at Auburn. Second of all, you have to play Georgia, LSU, and Alabama every year. So that ups your strength of schedule by leaps and bounds. Don't nobody want that smoke, man. All right, who's not a true freshman? Joey Gatewood. Just saying. Hey, I mean, Gus Malzahn, your coach. I can't push his card. I can't make him put a guy in the game. This guy, Gus Malzahn, sees what he sees every week. So he felt the need to have Bo Nix in, and a lot of times it made sense. But it just didn't work out. Gerard Castle, Auburn offense always thrives when we are run first. Yeah, we do. I would have liked to see DJ Williams get a few touches. I mean, you get a game like this to where, Auburn did start to see some things, especially out of DJ Williams, that could actually help down the stretch. You got Ole Miss coming to town next week. You're talking about a 7-2 Auburn team probably after the Ole Miss game. Let's see, man, please kill all the Bob Stoops propaganda. You pull your QB when he is shook. Give the QB a shot. Well, yeah, maybe. Bob Stoops. Urban Meyer too, right? Hell, while we're at it, let's go ahead and bring what's that guy that used to coach at Florida and South Carolina? Can't think of his name right now. Guess it's not that important. Steve Spurrier. Go ahead and bring Steve Spurrier in while we just throwing names out there, right? Nobody wants to come to Auburn. It's a hard place to coach. Look at Kirby Smart over at Georgia. He's got access to the best. He's got access to the best players in the country, and he still can't win, right? What the hell do you think he's going to do at Auburn? All right, you want to bring Tuberville back? Come on, let's get a name of. Let's get some. Okay, what I would like for us to do, let's get some realistic names of coaches that. Nope, the offensive line is not the total problem. Nope. Bo Nix had a pocket. We're not going to play the offensive line games this week. SEC championship game, if we win out, Horace Bonner, that is actually a very long shot. I'm going to tell you why. because even if we win out, LSU would actually have to lose to Alabama, and they would have to lose like 3 SEC games for us to win it, for us to get in there. I'm not saying that it can't happen, but it's a long shot at this point. I think the goals that you're looking for now is win out and make it to a New Year's Six Bowl, get you some money in your football exchequer, and just move on. Hugh Freeze, no, why the Lane Kiffin? Man, we are really rolling the dice tonight. All Urban Meyer is going to do is come and coach for a few years, and then when Alabama beats the hell out of him, he's going to have some sicknesses that's going to make him quit again. Reality, young quarterback. We can beat Bama and Georgia. Yes, I think we can. I think our defense stacks up to give an opportunity. We're playing that game at home. I think we have a great opportunity. Bo played poor. Gus needs to understand in big games this year that Bo can't throw it 35 plus times. Okay, let's go ahead and rewind this situation too. It really, really doesn't help. Now, as far as the offensive line, the blocking part, okay, I think they had maybe some sketching blocking, but really what really hurt Auburn was the offensive penalties, which I said before during the week that Auburn has to limit the offensive penalties and, just hurt themselves. But still, I'm still waiting on the hands of all the people that thought that Auburn was going to be this close. Or I even want to see the hands of the people that thought that Auburn will hold LSU to 23 points. Come on, I'm waiting. Just like they asked me to wait on All About Auburn on Facebook. I'll wait. Yep, I'm waiting now. Right? So, no. So, it is what it is. But anyway, I think Auburn is definitely does any of that matter? We lost 20 to 23. Vegas had us at 10 points. Yes, they did. It's unfortunate. A lot of the things that happened in this football game, as far as the holding and all that other stuff, that's part of the game. You can't, you just can't fix that stuff. It is what it is. The game is over. Auburn loses 20 to 23. Most of you all who are, talking whatever you talk, you didn't expect Auburn to be this close. David Porter and I talked earlier. We just honestly, I had Auburn losing this game 28 to 21, and you're right, David. There's no such thing as moral victories. Auburn lost the football game, but you got to move on. The SEC championship is probably off the table. Who said that I was mad? LB Puppy. I'm not mad at anyone. Penalty is a momentum killer. I'll tell you, LB Puppy, what I usually get upset about, if I do decide to get upset, because most of the stuff that goes on is not really worth the emotional energy, because most of the folks, in my opinion, just don't have. I won't even say that. Isn't mad. You're just a fan, boy. What are you talking about? I think our O-line, I think LB Puppy, I can have the kind of tone I want. It's my channel. But anyway, not necessarily the tone. It's really the some of the I just call it ludicrous statements. You know what I'm saying? I just think a lot of times where Auburn fans, in my opinion, have such a post facto look at the game. At the beginning of the game, none of y'all thought that Auburn would play this close. But then when Auburn gets close, then the criticism comes. I'm not saying you need to be complacent, but I think you need to have a realistic look about the game. It's not about the close losses. It's about the losing records. Well, at least it wasn't a blowout War Eagle anyhow. Y'all need to admit Bo is garbage. I'm not going to admit that Bo is garbage. I have never played quarterback before in my life. I've never played against LSU in my life in Death Valley. I have never also played quarterback in high school and was a record-breaking quarterback when I was in high school. I've never thrown for 1,200 yards. No, 12,000 yards, actually. So I really can't say a quarterback is garbage that has the resume that Bo Nix has had. It is not translating over to college football at this point. If you're not AU, get out of here. Pissing me off is when we get close and at the end when it's too late. Yep. I mean, that is one of those things about Auburn. They have a chance to win the game. And I even talked about today. I know this is silly to say, man. I almost would have rather Auburn gotten blown out to lose like this. And sure enough, we lose a close one again. Gus put a lot on him. The situation was tough. I think it was tough. How are you going to act? That is a hell of a name. How are you going? Auburn isn't over with. I'm not saying I had them 100% winning, but really thought we were going to win. I'll say this: during the game, I never thought Auburn would win, even during the course of the game. I know it's the AU channel, but do you think LSU is beating Bama? I don't know. I don't know if I don't know if LSU is beating Bama any more than any of you all thought this game will be 23-20. That's how unpredictable college football is. Be real now. How better will Bo get in the offseason? Well, I mean, you never know how a player will develop. Adrian Chilius. Now, if I remember, Adrian, you are a former basketball player for Auburn. Is that true? I just remember that name somehow. But either way, appreciate your comment. I 8-4 is mediocre, I would say. Kind of. Bo Nix has the capability to get better in the offseason. I don't know. I'm just a little sketchy on Bo Nix at the moment because I'm just not. I don't know. I'm just some of the plays that he's making. I'm not seeing the progression from week to week. I'm really, 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 really concerned there. I say stick with Bo no matter what. Now he does some great things, but some things that Bo Nix does, the play, he plays nervous. He just doesn't. He doesn't. It seems like he plays like he thinks he has another chance, so to speak, if that makes sense. He doesn't give his offense, like, say for instance, I'll use Joe Burrow as an example. Joe Burrow actually gives his team an opportunity once plays break down. But Bo Nix doesn't. When plays break down for Bo Nix, it's just either he's throwing it at the guy's feet, he's doing things that really puts his team in a very, very just a real adverse position. All right, so let's go back to Mr. AU Fanatic. Okay, he says that Gus has got to go. Plain and simple, stop being neutral. Well, number one, I understand the statement. And in no way, form, or fashion am I in a position to say, well, I'm being neutral about Gus, because first of all, I talked to a guy today to where I was like, Gus Malzahn is writing his own script. See, the reason why I don't go in about Gus is because I'm not a part of the administration at Auburn. I don't know what their goals are. You know what I'm saying? Like as fans, yeah, we want to win the championship every year. I wasn't, I wasn't in those meetings with, Kevin Green. I wasn't in those meetings when he was telling Gus, hey, these are the goals that we need to meet. Okay, based on the fact, okay, here's what you got. When let's just say you work for a company, right? The company has goals. The goals are the things like the SEC championship, the national championship. But then you have expectations, the least that you have to do. So who's to say that Alan Green, that's his name, I'm sorry, Alan Green, didn't sit down with Gus and say, hey, well, look, and I just corrected myself, Mr. AU fanatic. You know, here's the thing. Here's our goal, ultimate goal. We want to win the SEC championship. We want to put ourselves in a position for a college football playoff. However, I do understand what you're up against. Number one, you got two freshman quarterbacks. No matter who you choose, you got an inexperienced guy. I'm not making excuses, but I'm just trying to help you guys be realistic about this. Now, the least amount, this is just assuming that I'm Alan Green right now. We got the goal. We know what the goal is. The least amount, the least that you have to do is you have to at least split between Alabama and Georgia. And let's go to a New Year's Six Bowl, right? That's how you fix up those goals and expectations, because it's a difference. An expectation is the minimal that you want to achieve. The goal is the fast forward stuff, like the SEC championship and national championship. I feel bad for our offense. We need to utilize our playmakers better. Yeah, I guess all teams need to utilize their playmakers better. That's the way I see it, Vernon. Our defense is number one. I think they are very good. I think they are worthy of all the praise that was given to them through the offseason. I enjoy watching those guys play. Really do. Those guys really should have, every Auburn fan should be very proud of the way the defense played today. Just all jokes aside. And I think that should be enough. I know you guys want to win the national championship every week and want to beat everybody 50-0. But think about the student athletes that are out there putting it all on the line. Those guys put it really, really all on the line. And I, for one, I tried out for a FCS football team at Alabama A&M University. And I'm going to tell you guys, even at an FCS team that really wasn't just all that successful, it is very hard work playing football. It is very hard work playing football in college. There are a lot of distractions. There's really, the whole next man up thing is not that easy. But anyway, when you're playing football in college, it is a lot of work. You have a lot of personal sacrifices. And I quit. It's too much work for me. I wanted to socialize. I wanted to, be on the yard and kick it. I didn't want to play football. So for these guys I'm talking about, this is for all student athletes across the country. They make sacrifices every day. And for us to casually get on here and talk about how a player is trash and a player is this and that and the other, I'm not going to judge you all. I just don't like doing that. I think that's, especially with me going through that process and knowing I didn't have enough for myself from a will standpoint to get it done. I applaud these student athletes, especially the ones that now that social media is so prevalent, that have to get online to hear a lot of the things that the fan base sits on their couches with their clipboards and their headsets and have to say. Remember when we had an offense, who are you going to get if you fire? Hell, hire me. You know what I'm saying? I'll take that. I'll take that $5.2 million and I'll do some things to piss y'all off, and we'll go 8-4 for a couple of years. And then you paid me a $42 million buyout, and I'll just continue to talk trash on YouTube. That's basically what we can do. I think Auburn needs to get a QB that knows how to run a real spread power run offense. I think so too. Would have helped tonight. Bo is the future. We need to wait. Maybe. I'm going to highlight that comment. Come on, let's talk about Bo Nix. Do y'all think he's really the future at Auburn? Do you think he has what it takes? Schwartz needs more sweep plays. No, not against LSU. They had that stuff sniffed out. It wasn't going to work. Absolutely not going to work. Bo sucks, Lakeisha Dixon. What does no mean, Lakeisha? I appreciate you chiming in. You've had a couple of comments. I appreciate it. LB Puppy, will you at least use the middle of the field? They tried it. Bo is Gus's future. Bo doesn't need to be Gus's future. A passing game coordinator needs to be Gus's future. Yes, he does. He just needs developing. No, he doesn't need developing. I think Bo Nix can do it. He just needs to be in a different system. Gus has got to let this whole. Now here I'm at this point, just like David Porter said. I'm with Gus Malzahn is going to have to get some guys around him that can help him out with this offense, or else we're going to continue to see outcomes like this. And it's just unfortunate. 23-20. Auburn obviously had an opportunity to win this game, had everything, had placed themselves in a perfect position to win the game, but just couldn't get it done. Best case scenario, Auburn wins out, puts themselves in a position, depending on what other teams do, long shot at an SEC championship game. Always emotional right after a game when especially when you're looking at it from a fan perspective, and things just don't go as you want it. But 23-20 is way different than I ever would have thought. I predicted 28-21. 23-20 just sucks, man. It really, really sucks to be that close to beating the number 2 team in the country and getting that monumental win for Auburn, but just coming up short. All right, guys, I enjoy you all as usual. Don't drink too much, consoling yourselves over the Auburn loss. These kids put it all on the line tonight. Probably won't fall too far out of the poll because there was a couple of teams that lost, Oklahoma, for example. But just keep letting this season play out. Okay, guys? I mean, it's not all the way over. There was a lot of things that could have been, could have been different. But I'm telling you, man, I'm not a coach. I'm not Coach Gus Malzahn. I can't control who he puts on the field. Smart, savvy, defense was unbelievable. I thought the defense was absolutely unbelievable. Did y'all see those formations that Kevin Steele came up with? We thought he had to be a little man. He took all this stuff away, man. 23-20. David Porter said, good night, guys. Good night, David. War Eagle Vision 251. That seems like a South Alabama area code. Says 8-4. Maybe. You can still beat Georgia and Alabama. And then you go, what would that be? 7. Should beat Ole Miss. Now, we lose to Ole Miss. That's just a whole nother thing. Ole Miss is 7-2. Then beating Samford. That's 8-2. And then what else? Yeah, you can win 9. That's what we said anyway at the beginning of the channel. Could get 9. What makes me most angry is we won't have a defense like this again for a while. I don't know. They're doing some pretty decent recruiting with defensive players. Still got Owen Papo. No way AU beats UA. Oh, yeah? The country was saying there's no way we beat LSU or even come close. Came close. Never say never. All right, guys. I do appreciate you all's time and attention. Just wanted to talk to you all after this Auburn versus LSU game. Really enjoyed the game, honestly. I hate that we lost, but really, really enjoyed some competitive football. These guys really put it all on the line. Thank you, Ernest Brown. These guys put it all on the line, man. And they gave me nothing but, see, this trash stuff. This is the stuff that gets me to raise my voice sometimes. How you trash, dude? We 23-20. Come on, man. Trash. I wish we would just kind of I wish there was a way, as far as terms, how terms we need to just throw away. I think we need to throw somebody being trash away. I just really do. I'm over the whole we trash stuff. You telling me some kids that held LSU, one of the best offenses in the country, to 23 points is trash? I'm not gonna tell you what to do, man, but I don't like that. I don't like that. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and get off of here, man. I appreciate you all once again. Kennard Vernon Stewart here for the podcast. We're gonna be doing a lot of stuff next week for the Auburn Ole Miss game, another SEC matchup where I think Auburn will continue to improve and put themselves in a position long term down the stretch to be successful. For you Auburn fans who are doubtful, I understand. Maybe some of you all are those post 2010 fans. Y'all don't know what it was like back in 1999, to where just being ranked was a thing. This is just new to me for us to beat a team 51-10 and we still complain about it. Just not used to that. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and get off here. I appreciate you guys for the support. War Eagle, definitely. If you are traveling from anywhere at this point, I want you all to be safe so you can reconvene with me next week, as we're going to be doing crazy coverage on the Ole Miss game as we continue with this Auburn stuff. Also got some basketball stuff coming up pretty soon. 10-2 is out of the window. You do not know that, War Eagle Vision 251, just like 23-20 was out the window too. But I do respect your comment. And as always, it is great to be an Auburn Tiger, War Eagle.